My dog started barking at the basement door at midnight. When I got there, I saw fresh footprints on the stairs going up. Maxie's bark wasn't her usual alert at a squirrel or passing car. This was the sound she made when something was fundamentally wrong. I sat up in bed, heart already pounding before my brain fully processed what woke me. The digital clock read 12:03 a.m. and Maxie was at my bedroom door, hackles raised, staring down the hallway toward the basement entrance. I grabbed my phone and the baseball bat I kept under the bed since the break-ins started happening in our neighborhood 3 months ago. Maxie wouldn't move from the doorway, just kept barking at something I couldn't see yet. I moved down the hallway with the bat raised, my bare feet silent on the hardwood floor. The basement door stood open exactly 6 inches, which was impossible because I'd locked it before bed like I did every night since I'd started hearing sounds down there. But the door was open now, and Maxie was backing away from it, still barking, still warning me about something my human senses hadn't detected yet. I reached for the light switch and flooded the stairwell with harsh fluorescent brightness that made me squint. That's when I saw them. Fresh wet footprints on the wooden stairs, leading upward from the basement, each print perfectly formed and glistening under the light. The prints were large, maybe size 12 or 13, and they were still wet enough to reflect the overhead bulb. Someone had come up these stairs within the last few minutes. My hands started shaking so hard I nearly dropped the bat. The footprints stopped at the landing where I was standing, but there was no one visible in the hallway. I spun around, checking every shadow and corner, but my house was empty except for me and Maxie. The dog had gone silent now, which was somehow worse than the barking. She was staring at my bedroom with her ears pinned back, a low whine building in her throat. I followed her gaze and saw my bedroom door slowly closing, moving with deliberate slowness like someone was carefully pulling it shut from inside. I'd left that door wide open when I came out. Someone was in my bedroom. Someone who'd come up from the basement and walked past me while I was sleeping. I ran to the front door and fumbled with the deadbolt, my fingers clumsy with adrenaline. Maxie was right behind me, pressing against my legs, and I could feel her trembling. I got the door open and we both stumbled onto the front porch, and I was reaching for my phone to call 911 when I realized I'd left it on my nightstand, inside the house, in the bedroom where someone was hiding. The street was empty at this hour, just rows of dark houses and streetlights casting orange pools on the asphalt. My nearest neighbor was Mrs. Kowalski 3 houses down, and she was 86 and deaf in one ear. I started running toward her house anyway, Maxie keeping pace beside me, when I heard my front door slam shut behind me. The sound echoed down the quiet street like a gunshot. I pounded on Mrs. Kowalski's door hard enough to hurt my fist, shouting her name and begging her to call the police. Lights came on inside, and I heard shuffling footsteps. She opened the door with the chain still attached, peering out at me through the gap with suspicious eyes. When she recognized me, she unhooked the chain and pulled me inside, demanding to know what was wrong. I told her someone was in my house, and she immediately grabbed her phone and dialed 911, speaking in rapid Polish-accented English while I stood in her foyer shaking and trying to catch my breath. Maxie pressed against my legs, and I realized the dog was staring back toward my house through Mrs. Kowalski's front window. Every muscle in her body was tense again. The police arrived within 8 minutes, 2 cruisers with lights flashing that woke up half the street. Officer Denise Wu took my statement on Mrs. Kowalski's porch, while her partner, Officer Graves, entered my house with his weapon drawn. I described the footprints and the closing bedroom door and the wet prints that had no source. Wu wrote everything down with a neutral expression that made me wonder if she believed me. Graves emerged from my house 15 minutes later and reported finding no one inside. No signs of forced entry, no intruder. Just an empty house with all the doors and windows locked from the inside. Wu asked if I'd been drinking or taking any medications. Her tone was professional, but the implication was clear. I insisted they check the basement, and Wu agreed to walk through it with me. We went down those stairs together, her flashlight sweeping across concrete walls and exposed pipes. My basement was unfinished, just a large open space with my water heater and furnace and boxes of storage I'd been meaning to sort through for years. Wu's light caught something on the far wall, and she moved toward it. Someone had drawn on the concrete with what looked like chalk or white paint. 3 words in letters 2 feet tall, already inside. And what happened next changed everything. Full story is linked below or on my channel.